Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is your professional wrestling podcasting without a plan, without a script, without a net. This is the LOB Cast, the maiden voyage of the LOB Cast, the Legion of Boom podcast. And I am your host, Lee Hazel, and I am joined here by my very good friend, Dave Stevens.
What? We're doing it, Lee. We're doing it. Wrestling.
What a first impression you've just made there, Dave.
First time on the interwebs.
Yeah. Have you never done this before then?
What, podcasting?
Mm.
No. No, I'm not cool enough.
No. You used to have a little blog though, didn't you? A little Round Dave's blog about miniatures. Like, you know.
Yeah. When the internet wasn't cool.
When the internet wasn't cool. Well, I'm starting to think that it's taken a steep dive back into the realms of uncoolness.
Well, at least I know how to use Netflix now, so.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do this podcast right now if you didn't, did you? Yeah.
I know how to do the streaming.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is podcasting about professional wrestling that has no plan, that has no script. We've got like 2 bullet points written down and I think 3 words between them. First things first, Dave. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to let you go on this one, or unless you want me to go first.
Oh, go on, you take the lead.
I'll take the lead, okay, as the experienced professional podcaster. Professional, good lord, there was nothing professional about the last podcast I produced.
No, I listened to
it. You and 4 other people.
That's true. Oh, you got the statistics for it, did he? You have the statistics, how many people listened to it, did he?
I think our max viewer count eventually ended up being something like 13.
Oh.
Yeah, we're hoping to break that record. So yeah, my name's Lee. I've grown up in London, England, all my life. I got my first start into professional wrestling because my granddad and my cousins were all massively into it. And my granddad, God rest his soul, never let on for me, or actually anybody else, that professional wrestling was ever scripted, or faked, or predetermined, or anything like that. He would tell my dad, who hates professional wrestling, until the day he died, that he believed every single thing that happened and it was absolutely 100% real.
So how long did it take you to wisen up then?
Later than most people because of that exact reason. I got the absolute piss ripped out of me in primary school for not understanding. Like, I think the thing that really that set it off was the Undertaker fired a bolt of lightning, you know, in massive air quotes, obviously, at like a cameraman or something, and the cameraman caught fire, and I was in absolute shock. I did not realise until that... Oh, Christ, I shouldn't hit the table that the microphone's on. I did not understand until that time that wrestling was, a quote-unquote fake sport. I know they don't like using that term. Scripted. We'll keep using the word scripted. And, yeah.
Well, for me, it was when I remember watching it, probably Hulk Hogan, it was early 90s.
Mm.
And, you know the old 10 count in the corner, the 10 punches?
Oh, yeah.
My dad's like, there's no way a man could get punched in the face 10 times like that and be able to carry on. I was like, yeah, okay. He was like, he'd be dead.
Yeah. You know, doing that thing where they snap the head back and forth so they look like they're at a heavy metal concert. So, yeah.
So I was smart pretty much straight away to it, to be fair.
Yeah. Did you have Sky back in the day to watch WWF?
No.
Because I didn't.
No, it was a neighbour who would give me the tapes. So the first thing I watched was SummerSlam 88.
Oh, wow.
Was the first thing I watched.
Oh, not even 92, but 88.
No, I mean, it must have been about 91, 92 when I watched it.
Mm.
But it was SummerSlam, because he gave me the SummerSlam 88, 89, the first couple of Rumbles, like 89 to 92, I think. Mm-hmm. And I had a few WrestleManias all on VHS, and I just would watch them over and over and over until, early wrestling, then obviously dropped off for a bit. So I didn't watch the old Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart era like
Yeah,
95, 90 or so. And then the Attitude Era, that was better. Then Attitude Era was in it since until a decade or so ago when I had to let them and I stopped watching it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was so I have always watched when I was little. I had to watch wrestling vicariously through like friends and cousins because we did not have Sky, which was the primary way that you could watch professional wrestling in the UK. WWF wrestling, which at the time, had pretty much a monopoly, especially in England, because when WCW was on, I don't know anybody who had. What was it? TCM?
Oh yeah,
Turner Classic Movies.
I knew one kid who watched WCW and he was a freak. So.
Yeah.
It was,
yeah, WCW not a big thing in the UK until Channel 5 got a little bit. Yeah, Channel 5 got a little bit, but then again, WWE was on Channel 4. But yeah, so I couldn't watch a lot of professional wrestling when I was younger because of the fact that Sky basically had a stranglehold on the professional wrestling experience. We only got Sky about 2001, so my real
Probably
regular
same sort of times I got Sky, but I mean before that I think it was I think it was like Royal Rumble '98 or something. I remember Kevin N-Dubs.
Oh right, yeah,
Kevin, he was he had Sky, so I'd go around these and we'd watch Raw because it'd be on Fridays.
Yeah, a childhood friend of yours, this Kevin fellow, wasn't he? Yeah,
and we'd watch that every Friday, and then I started staying around these on the weekend to watch the old pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah,
skiving off school the next day.
Yeah. So
or getting up really early and going home at like 5 o'clock in the morning or something stupid.
Yeah. Funnily enough, you mentioned the Rumble '98. That is where I saw my first ever. Like I was lent it on VHS, so that was my first pay per view as well. I think
Rumble. I think it was Rumble '99. I got back in. Vince McMahon won '99.
Yeah, Vince McMahon won '99. Yeah,
it was just before that. Yeah, so '98 was so you got back into it a bit more. Earlier than me.
Well, that was like one of the things that I managed to get from friends. Like, it's like the regular watching of professional wrestling for me didn't really happen until sort of like the Ruthless Aggression era. I think was the first time that I really started watching it. I used to go around a friend's house. And like you say, like we used to watch SmackDown because SmackDown was on Friday nights, and I used to come home at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. That's how cool I was. Everybody else is making their way home from the club. I'm making my way home from SmackDown. Yeah.
Borrowing VHSs off your mates to watch Raw and stuff.
Yeah.
Until I got Sky about the same sort of time as you then. Like 2001, 2002.
Yeah. And the ironic thing is that for me, when we started watching WWE, that was also the same time that Sky TV had one of the most formative things that I've ever had in my childhood, the wrestling channel.
Yeah, I used to watch that.
Yeah, the wrestling CZW, Early Ring of Honor, and that's where we both got our first taste of TNA. Yeah, which TNA, I think
I was a big fan of TNA.
Yeah, I think me and you talking about TNA is actually where me and you first started talking about wrestling.
Yeah, big TNA fan. And then I kind of stopped watching it around. It was like 2009, 2010 when I moved out. Because I didn't have Sky in me place.
Yeah, didn't have Sky in your new place. Yeah, no, I stopped watching because of heel Michael Cole. I could not stand that gimmick or that character, and precisely and the thing with having a heel commentator is, especially when you're bad at it, it becomes the show. Yeah. It becomes like
So what year roughly was that then?
Oh, I can't. All I can tell you is that I missed out.
That was after I stopped watching.
Yeah. So like I can tell you I missed out on a lot. I missed out on stuff like the Nexus. I missed out on the Summer of Punk. Yep. I only sort of started coming back into it when a friend of mine wanted me to start writing about wrestling. I was writing for his magazine. And he wanted me to start writing wrestling because he saw there was a bit of a gap in the market for it. This was just when What Culture started doing their YouTube channel stuff. Yeah. And wrestling content creation on the internet started becoming a big thing. So we decided to add this to this little magazine that we were producing, which we were usually writing about mainly movies and music and TV programs. But yeah, we started writing about wrestling, getting a few people in. I started teaching those guys, how to create articles to go on the internet. And that's A big one that sort of rose up for me as well, something that allowed me to get straight back into it, was the network.
Oh, yeah.
The pay-per-view stopped being an extortionate amount of money a month, and I only had to pay $9.99 a month for most of the wrestling content, except for Raw and SmackDown, because they maddeningly kept that on delay for weeks on end. So, I started watching that, and, so Hill Michael Cole kicked me out of it because he made those shows absolutely, undeniably unwatchable.
Yeah.
Got back into it with the network. And the next time I decided I was just done with WWE again was, which WrestleMania was it? WrestleMania 2016. I stopped creating content for that magazine, which included a podcast that I used to host with a couple of mates. Times. Yep, fun times, yeah. Some episodes, certainly, some more than others. And, I decided that I was just done with it all after it became so much work to do. And, AJ Styles got hit in the knackers by Shinsuke Nakamura. And it was an awful ending to one of the most hyped up matches.
Was that a New Japan thing? Or...
No, that wasn't New Japan. No, this is me stopping watching WWE.
Oh, is this in WWE?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's that must be quite recent years then.
Oh yeah, 2016.
Okay. Yeah.
So the high. So I got the network came about with stuff like the Wyatt family and the Shield and stuff like that, and that was incredible. That was brilliant, and WWE just had like the best roster that they'd maybe ever had in their existence, largely because of NXT. Yeah. Another program that I watched quite a few of the takeovers and things like that, and I got so disillusioned just as it became clear year after year that instead of going with their top guys being people like Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, that they were just going to carry on doing that same monotonous rotation of Goldberg and Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar and John Cena. And the last straw for me was the match after Shinsuke Nakamura won the Royal Rumble. One of the most hyped moments that I've ever had as a professional wrestling fan. One of the moments that got me excited again for the product. For the match between him and AJ Styles to A, be incredibly mid, and B, start off one of the worst gimmicks that I've ever seen anyone have, which is Shinsuke Nakamura just started punching people in the balls.
See, now I was following around that sort of time, because I started... I wasn't watching, I was following, because I was watching things like Wrestle Talk and stuff on YouTube, because I remember watching that. I remember watching that when it was a TV program.
Oh yeah, when it first started, yeah.
So I mean, I'd watch that and I'd keep up with what's going on, and then it weren't until you told me to download Fire and watch Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I started watching again. What was that? That must have been about 2017, 2018.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
And then obviously that led into what is now AEW and all that sort of stuff, and then. Obviously, I've been watching AEW religiously since that started. Me and my wife didn't watch that. And then now, for the last month, I've been watching WWE because of...
Yeah, the Netflix.
Because we got everything.
Yeah, because neither of us were going to pay, what was it, 38 quid a month for TNT Sports?
Yeah, something
ridiculous. For the only thing we'd be interested in watching on that channel would be WWE. And in fact... You say that, the whole Netflix thing, I was thinking to myself, right, okay, so Netflix is now like 17 quid a month or something stupid like that.
Is it?
Yeah, about that. Well, it is for the package that I've got. I don't know what package you have.
I don't know.
Because I've got a friggin' 4K TV and I'm demanding to get like actual bloody use out of it.
But I mean, to be honest, we use Netflix a lot anyway. My wife watches she'll watch Friends, and then when she's finished, she'll watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine through the beginning, and then she'll watch Friends again, and then she'll watch something else.
Okay, yeah. So you're getting value out of it.
Yeah. So that, and the fact that I've now got all the wrestling.
Yeah.
It's probably the best. Yeah. It's probably the best value thing I've got now.
Yeah.
Over me Amazon, I'll definitely use it more than the Disney and the Amazon. And
do you use it more than Disney?
The Paramount. Yeah.
Oh, you've got Paramount. Why do you have Paramount? There's nothing on that thing. Well, is it Peacemaker? Is that what's on there?
No, I think that's an HBO show, isn't it? think that's a Warner Brothers one.
Oh, okay, all right. That's
No,
a
we
Max
got
thing,
we got it
yeah.
the other year because it was like 30 quid for the year. It was a special deal, and then my wife just decided to renew it again.
Oh wow,
this year.
okay, yeah.
So for the whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched some stuff on it. It's a lot. It's similar to Disney. It's a lot of old good stuff on there, not much new.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking to myself, I was trying to evaluate. Oh, I don't pay for TNT Sports because WWE is the only thing I'm interested in. And then when WWE said that they announced the deal with Netflix, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Do you pay for AEW? Do you have the AEW Plus?
Yeah, but that's like what, £5 a month. Yeah,
£7 quid, something like that.
Yeah, £7. Yeah, no, so that's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I got tired of watching it on ITV very quickly.
Oh yeah, no, it is a bad experience watching it on ITV. You don't get the picture-in-picture. And that is, you just have to wait through the adverts, or at least so I've been told. I have had them on Fight since pretty much
within the first year.
Oh yeah, I brought one pay-per-view off of ITV, realised that I could never replay it again, that I would never have access to that stuff again in my life, and decided that, you know what, I am done with this. This is absolute trash. And yeah, we both decided that we were going to get.
Well, I mean, ITV was that bad that I decided I was going to be a naughty boy and watch it on YouTube on some dodgy channels when they would put it up before it gets taken down.
Oh, okay.
So I actually got to see the American picture-in-picture. That's
Yeah. What is that with the comedy commentary that?
Well, you'd go into the picture-in-picture in the corner. You'd have like the American adverts.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not like our adverts.
Step into a Slim Jim. Yeah, that sort of thing. Oh, fantastic. So yeah, we decided that we were gonna make a podcast now that we're watching all of this wrestling again, and B, we've got everything now. So like in America, obviously the Saturday night main events. I'm not sure about NXT, but I know SmackDown isn't a part of.
NXT's on the CW in America.
Yeah, the CW, which I don't know what those two words stand for, but I know it's the network.
It's the one that had Arrow and all that sort of business.
Oh, okay, the Arrowverse. Yeah. I mainly know it as the place that had Riverdale, and I have gone down countless YouTube rabbit holes finding out the absolute mad shit that's gone on with that show. Not that I'd ever watch it personally, right. But anyway, yeah.
But we've got everything.
Yeah,
because we're English and we're awesome.
Yeah, catch up, America.
Yeah,
which, to be fair, in 2 years,
get your VPN out.
Yeah,
go on the English one.
Yeah, yeah, get the VPN out. Absolutely. Yeah, that's how you get cheap professional wrestling all in one place.
Exactly.
So
we've got everything.
Now we've got back into WWE.
Well, I've literally been watching everything. Yeah. Because I knew he was going to be doing this, and I thought I better watch everything.
Yeah, and some of it was good. Some of it was a slog. Yeah, so so that's me. What is it? WWE? What Raw, SmackDown, NXT? What's that? 8 hours. Yep, 8
weekly,
hours.
Plus me 4 hours of AEW. I've been watching. So
full transparency, everybody. I do not watch everything. I do not have the time, so I pretty much only watch what I think is going to be.
You've got a social life still.
Yeah.
Whereas I've been married for over a decade, so
that's a point.
And I've got a 14-year-old.
Yeah, 14-year-old. Jesus Christ. Yeah, 14-year-old. We're hoping will actually
She don't like wrestling.
Yeah, she don't like wrestling, but she's a pretty good artist. So yeah,
she liked wrestling when she was little. She'd play wrestling with me. She'd like to be Rikishi and sit on my head. But she don't like wrestling anymore. But no, my wife watches AEW with me religiously. We watch that every week. But she's not been watching the WWE because she hasn't got the patience to sit there and watch another
5 hours of wrestling. Exactly. 9. Yeah.
And if I had to sit and wait for her to come home from work and sit down and watch it together, I just wouldn't be able to watch it. So.
I know. Yeah. I don't think you could pay me to watch NXT. Like, I don't know. It's an unfair statement.
NXT is the best show out of all of them.
Is it really?
In my opinion, what I've watched in the last few weeks, NXT is the best show.
NXT is the best show out of everything that WWE creates, or the best wrestling show in general. I've heard some people have that opinion.
Actually, it's the one I've been looking forward to watching the most in the last few weeks. Because the first two, because I started watching it. When did I watch it? I watched it had a special name. It was the New Year's one.
New Year's Evil.
That's it. That's the first one I watched. That was an excellent show.
Oh, really cool. That's awesome.
Great show. And the week after that was a great show. Last week's was a bit of a downer. I think it's weird. It's because there was less women's wrestling on it. The women's wrestling on that NXT show is amazing.
It is the best place in the world for women's wrestling,
there was a lot less women's wrestling on last week's show, and that's probably why I didn't enjoy it. But it has been the show that I've been looking forward to watching the most.
I will say now that we've said that, and I said that you couldn't pay me to watch NXT, you could probably get me to watch NXT easier than you can get me to watch SmackDown, because apart from the Motor City Machine Guns, there is basically nothing on SmackDown that interests me whatsoever.
I don't know. I don't mind a bit of tiffy time.
Oh, a bit of tiffy time, yeah.
I quite enjoyed that little storyline.
Yeah, everybody likes a bit of tiffy time.
Yeah,
and that's not a pervert thing, by the way. She's a fantastic wrestler.
No, she is. I mean, that moonsault is very nice.
Mm.
Very nice moonsault. But it seems like, it does.
Seem you aren't helping our case.
It does seem like SmackDown is like one of them. Unless you're watching the top guys on it.
Yeah.
The rest of the show seems a bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, for example, recently, just so I think we should use this as a segue.
Seems to be similar to Raw as well.
Yeah.
If not the top guys, it's more.
Yeah, like when I was watching them, so I was watching Raw. I think I did end up watching all 3 hours because I had some time off during my birthday. It's been my birthday recently. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday. Okay.
We're currently drinking Dave's birthday present to me, which is a 4-pack of Bud Light. Yeah. Okay.
Well, cheers to my beer.
He also got me an amazing action figure of drunk Hangman Adam Page, which is one of my favourite things in all of wrestling.
Right, it's our first day call for the LOB Cast studio.
It is. We're going to need to get more of that. So... the Netflix thing, man.
Should we start with the inaugural
debut
Netflix
episode?
Raw?
Right.
I mean, there's one word I would describe it as. Wank. It was wank. Let's be honest, it was...
It was bizarre. Even, I thought to myself,
I mean, to be fair, I know it was the day, so then I thought, next week's one will be a normal show, so I'll give it a try. And I'm not particularly impressed since with Raw, to be fair. No. But that debut show was just, what on earth?
I know.
It was...
I
mean, to be honest, I heard, apparently the Seth Rollins CM Punk match was quite good, but by that point, I was so burnt out that I don't even remember, because, I'm not used to watching 3-hour shows. Pay-per-views. And considering, it's chock-block full of adverts and nonsense.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was so, disengaged by that point.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I enjoyed the, you had the tribal combat.
The tribal combat,
that was alright. I mean, I watched that and I thought to myself, I was thinking to myself watching it, and I've been watching the Raw and SmackDowns particularly, that some of this wrestling is quite tame compared to what I've been watching with New Japan and AEW. And I'm not going to knock it for that, because I'm assuming that will be a lot better once I get into the storylines and the characters. Because when you're into it, they can stand around and do nothing.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to knock it for being a bit tame like that, but until I get into the story, I was just like, oh, this is a bit tame. Which is why I was surprised when I watched the NXT, because that wasn't. That was a lot more.
Yeah, see, that's why. I mean, that's always been NXT though. It started out as almost this super indie brand with guys like Adam Cole, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Pac did some of his best work of his career.
I think that's why I've gravitated towards the NXT stuff, because it's more like what I've been watching the last few years with AEW.
Exactly, yeah. So, okay, you're convincing me now, actually. I think I might give NXT a go before I give...
Especially the women's stuff is brilliant.
Yeah. I will say, I always feel... I say that quite often, that you couldn't pay me to watch NXT, but then I remember that NXT is one of only 2 places in American wrestling that takes women's wrestling seriously. It's that and it's TNA. And I'm not even sure how I watch TNA at this point.
No, nor do I, to be
fair.
To be honest, I don't see the point now, since NXT is going to steal all the best talent anyway.
Exactly, so. They're a feeder league. And it doesn't...
Jordan Grace has already left.
Exactly, yeah.
So...
Yeah, Masha Slamovich will probably not be far behind. She'll be in the Rumble next year.
Exactly. Yeah. So what's the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe Hendry will probably be
on
NXT in a couple of weeks.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, not that I am the biggest fan of Joe Hendry. I've got to say, I really fell for the hype earlier in the year. I even brought the guy's single before I heard it. And then oh no, it's awful.
It's a banger.
It's one of the worst things that's ever been committed to tape. I can.
It's because you don't believe.
I listened.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I listened. I listened to the top 40 chart show in the UK where they run down all of the top 40 biggest hits of that week when Joe Hendry actually got into the charts. Like, he was in the top 10. His single was a top 10 single, and I am certain it never got played. I was listening for it, and either I missed it or it didn't get played, and I am sure that's because the DJ was embarrassed to play it.
Well, to be honest, I haven't listened to the top 40 in probably...
No. I mean, that was literally
years.
the only reason why I did listen to the top 40 that week. It was literally that, because otherwise I was just listening to, it was just Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter
I'm at that point where music was better in my day.
Oh yeah, so, absolutely, yeah. No.
But yeah, if we get back to the actual Raw, because we was talking about the Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, so
I mean, I'm not surprised we deviated because it was wank.
Oh my god! I tell you what, it was. That was not a professional wrestling show.
No,
that was a keynote speech.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen, like, when...
Well, see, I was hyped with the Triple H promo at the beginning. I was like, yeah.
I was hyped.
Yeah. And then, and then we had the tribal combat match, which I thought was all right. But again, because I ain't been watching for 2 years, it's like, well, I don't really care.
In that Triple H, did you see the bit where they had, like, the canvas, like the ring was draped in a canvas, and they projected like a movie on top of it?
Yeah.
What did you think about that? Because that is one of the most controversial points of that show, because I think it's the first time in WWE's history that they acknowledged on the program that professional wrestling was scripted.
Did they? I'm sure Vince McMahon came out and said it was... Don't you remember Vince McMahon came out with this whole sports entertainment thing?
Yeah, but that was like in response to... what was that? Was that like the screw job, or like he did that?
Know, it was a long time ago.
I think he did that literally to introduce the Attitude Era, but at the very least, it's been the first time since then, or since
they basically
maybe
come out and said it's scripted. Is that
yeah.
I think that just went over my head because I knew it was scripted anyway. So
yeah,
I think
absolutely, yeah.
I think I just didn't pay attention to it. Cause I was just happy to see a hype package.
Yeah.
Starting the show with all these, because I've noticed with all the wrestling shows they're all cold opens now.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking boring. Honestly. Like, even Dynamite does it.
Yeah.
Like, they've been doing it and things like,
Oh no, they started off the first one of the year with I'm so excited by the Pointer Sisters.
Oh yeah, fuck me.
Good lord. That is genuinely maybe, like, people talk about this and that being the worst things that Tony Khan has ever done for that company. But no, I don't care about the Punk thing. I don't, like, there's several bits and pieces, like the airing of the footage, or whatever. No, the Pointer Sisters being the first thing that you put on your simulcast for the first time you're on Max. Oh my god, absolutely F off with that. That is a terrible song.
I mean, we can get into cold opens and how bad they are, but should we finish up the Raw on Netflix?
Yeah, finish up the Raw on Netflix.
It's quite obvious we don't want to talk about
this is
shit show.
Oh my god, this is like the tangent cast already. Like, we're half an hour in. Oh.
And Raw on Netflix, the first episode, it was wank.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan got booed.
Which was the best thing on the show.
Who would have thought? I mean, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like, the guy is just... he has not positively contributed to the professional wrestling landscape in about 30 years. You could probably put 40 in front of that. And, all of the other controversies and that. And he's there to shill his beer. Like, that's all he's there for. Why on earth did they go into business with him? For his beer. For beer that probably makes this stuff that we're drinking right now taste like ambrosia. You know what I mean? Like, I just... Oh, God.
So apart from that Hogan thing, I can't really... I mean, I remember obviously the tribal match.
Yeah. Undertaker came out after
Undertaker
Ripley's
came
match.
out. Oh, yeah, Rhea Ripley had a match. That was entertaining.
And, but the only thing anybody really remembers from that match is the fact that The Undertaker came out afterwards, sort of waved to Ripley, and that was it.
I mean, I was entertained by that match, but I think I've totally forgotten about that match now. Just
Absolutely,
because of the quality of the women's wrestling on NXT I've been watching since.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing about WWE is that they are all about the moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, to sum up Raw on Netflix, hyped at the beginning with Triple H, half decent match at the beginning, can't remember the middle apart from Hogan getting booed, and then was tired at the end of the second hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of all the wankery in the middle.
Yeah. I feel like we have waited too long to start this podcast to really make the first episode of Netflix. I will say, the thing that I am finding a struggle with WWE is, and the thing that everybody apparently loves them for, and the thing that is like got them so popular, but the thing that I just cannot get beyond is the presentation. The presentation of Raw on Netflix to me is more like scrolling through a 10-year-old's TikTok feed than it is watching.
I think that's another reason why I enjoy the NXT more. Because it's different presentation from Raw.
It's a bit calmer.
It's a bit calmer, a bit more intimate. I haven't got fucking adverts in my face all over the canvas.
Don't have Michael Cole.
I haven't got adverts in between entrances.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can I say to anyone out there who has tried to convince me that, actually, now that Vince McMahon is gone and Triple H is in charge, Michael Cole has come through and become one of the finest commentators in American history. Go fuck yourself. Absolutely not.
You know what? Michael Cole doesn't bother me, but then, to be fair...
Pat McAfee?
He bothers me.
Yeah.
But Michael Cole... But then, see, Michael Cole, I evidently missed out on the very bad times of Michael Cole, which you alluded to earlier.
Oh, yes.
So I don't
He's
have
better than that, at least,
I don't have that baggage. I remember good Michael Cole from the Attitude Era and stuff. You know,
I just like...
in the 2000s.
One of the things that I can't believe more people didn't make light of when... the first episode of Raw was on Netflix was when Jey Uso was making his entrance. Michael Cole got up on the announce table and started doing the yeet dance, which is one of the worst cases of drunk uncle dancing I have ever seen in my entire life. It was cringeworthy. It made me reach for the remote. I could not get over that at all.
I mean, generally, Raw. I mean, so that first episode of Raw was wank. Yeah. Then the next week, I thought, obviously, give it a chance. Proper wrestling show.
Yeah.
Wasn't too impressed.
Was you not?
Not really.
I was a lot more happy with
it was a better show than that monstrosity because it was a wrestling show. But
I'll be honest. When we said that we're going to start watching this again so that we can do the podcast, I watched that first episode and I was like, "Oh God, what have I gotten myself into?
What have I done?"
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, I've enjoyed some parts on SmackDown because obviously I watched the episode where Tiffany Stratton cashed in her money in the bank. That was quite fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
The Motor City Machine Guns have been quite good on
Motor City Machine Guns, yep, absolutely, yep. They are old school. Not my absolute favourite tag team of all time, but they are definitely in the top
this
three.
This week you had a really good segment with Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman,
who has absolutely just wiped Solo Sikoa off the face of the earth, and frankly, good riddance to him.
Yeah.
Do you remember when people were saying, and I don't suppose you weren't really watching it.
Well, I mean, obviously I've been keeping up on it, so I do know what's going on.
There was a point where people were saying that Solo Sikoa was the most successful NXT call-up of all time.
Yeah.
To which I just had to hold my head in my hands and think to myself, you know what, actually, it was probably correct. But the fact that they did it with him when they could have done it with Finn Balor, with Pac at the time, Adrian Neville, with Sami Zayn, with Kevin Owens. And in some cases, they did that. They did that a little bit with Kevin Owens, but he then just got basically slotted into being a mid-carder again after, the big main eventers came back and Vince McMahon decided he was only going to give Kevin Owens something proper to do when his contract was coming up.
Yeah.
I couldn't. So Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, is going to absolutely take him over, and that is the best thing that's going to happen to that Bloodline storyline. Which, now, even when I wasn't watching WWE, I got sick of this constant talk of the Bloodline. Just absolutely constantly.
Well, see, because obviously I haven't watched it, I'm not annoyed with it yet.
Yeah. Even now...
I mean, it sounds like you're talking about what I'm feeling with AEW at the moment.
Oh, really? In the Death Riders? Yeah.
Oh,
they have become, like... Obviously, Mox has seen what has gone on in WWE with the Bloodline, wanted to do the same thing in AEW, and it has just become car crash television.
It's awful.
It's the main event. It's the biggest thing on the show. Closes out every show,
and it's the worst.
And everything else on it, I think, is so much better.
The thing is, it wouldn't annoy me so much. It just seems like there's no progression to the story. There's no twists. There's no turns. There's, at least like when you showing my age, back in the Attitude Era, when you had the corporation, it'd be like, oh, so and so's joined the corporation, or this, or something would happen, But there's nothing with that. I mean, I honestly thought Jack Perry was going to join the Death Riders at the beginning. I think that's what they were alluding to, and then it's like, well, nothing's happened.
No,
it's the same four guys. They're doing the same thing every week.
And Jack Perry's kind of disappeared.
He's disappeared
since
and it just seems like they're just trolling along until maybe Blood and Guts comes around or something, so they could do. I really
hope it does not last that long. They have to pivot. I know that they've got Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, which, Yeah,
but they're doing a Don Callis family business at the moment. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that is... it's exciting seeing Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay team up. I do think that's going to end up being a singles fight eventually. A singles match eventually. I do think that is going to have to... Yeah.
But that Death Rider stuff is just... Yeah. It's just boring.
It's going to have to, the Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay stuff is going to have to take over the main event scene because it's the most exciting thing on the show. And if not them, then MJF and Hangman Adam Page. They look like they're about to start fighting over it. And it should be over the World Championship.
And this Moxley... I mean, I used to enjoy John Moxley promos. And now he just dribbles on. Mm-hmm. For it's like his promos are twice as long as they need to be. I might as well be listening to the Ultimate Warrior at this point. That's how much interest I'm taking.
The Ultimate Warrior.
That's how much information I'm taking in.
I wasn't quite.
I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I wasn't quite at Ultimate Warrior levels, but I tell you what, he really did remind me of.
No, you don't remind me of the Ultimate. What I'm saying is, to me now, it's just as coherent as. Because I'm not interested in what he's saying because it's just. Yeah. It's just, but he's babbling on for 5 minutes.
Absolutely, yeah. But what it reminded me of was when they used to make Bray Wyatt talk every single week on WWE television. Like, this was when I was in about the 2013 era when I was really...
And then he ends up babbling about nothing because they've got him talking every week.
Yeah, every week. He, you run out creatively, the well runs dry. And so he can't put all of, Bray Wyatt is known for his incredibly cryptic, dark, menacing, intimidating promos. But the fact that he had to do it every single week in, week out, exactly. It stops it being special, and he runs out of his A material really quickly. If you just make it so that he does it once every other week, then you've got time for those creative juices to swell again. But he just wasn't given that time, and that's exactly.
But you're not progressing the story.
Exactly.
The story. That's the thing. The story's not progressing.
Exactly.
It's just, someone's in the ring now. The Death Riders are going to come out and beat him up, and that's it. I mean, to be honest, it was probably the same in with NWO and all that sort of stuff. But at least you had people join in, you had people changing sides.
Yeah, that is one thing that this needs.
It's just been the four. Yeah. It's just been the same four guys doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
To the same people, and it's not as if AEW has a monthly pay-per-view cycle where you can go for a different guy every week.
This is the reason why I think actually a lot of people don't want AEW to have 12 pay-per-views a year. I kind of do, because
you can have a 4-week story done dusted.
Exactly, it gives you a cycle of content. It gives you something to look forward to.
To be honest, they do kind of do it because they have their team. Well, Tony Khan likes to name every episode of Dynamite something individual, doesn't he? But they have their specials, but. you need to do your 4 weeks. But that's the thing, you need to do your 4 week storyline, keep the people that are in them storylines on TV for the 4 weeks, not have them there for 2 weeks, disappear for 3 weeks, and then come back, like, even, well, I'm talking about the lower card now. You have storylines where it's like, oh, we'll do our little thing, 2 weeks, and then you won't see them for 3 weeks. And then you expect me to be invested in a storyline when you come back. I mean, especially with the women, oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like, they've got so many incredibly talented women, and there is absolutely... Yeah.
Where's their storyline?
Exactly.
At least when I watch SmackDown, I'm seeing Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton every week. So their storylines progressing. You know, it's no good me seeing like, oh, Queen Aminata's having a feud with so and so. Oh, but we won't see her now for 4 months.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we had a good match. I just watched Dynamite before I came round, and it was Mercedes Moné versus Yuka Sakazaki.
Yeah.
Great wrestler. Where is she every week? You know, if you're going to have a storyline with Mercedes Moné, at least have her on the... I won't see her now for 4 months.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, like, I think she might be a Stardom person, but it's
I know she's based in Japan, so there might be visa issues there. But I mean, you know, at least if it's like, we've got, you know...
Yeah, I'm actually tempted to pause this for a second and just look this up. I won't. But I think Yuka Sakazawa is the person who won at Wrestle Dynasty in Japan. Which is the thing that I keep saying that I'm going to watch, and I just never have the time for it because it's 2 days of wrestling. And apparently I missed all of the good stuff on Wrestle Kingdom because the last 2 matches were the ones that I saw, and apparently they're the worst. And I still haven't managed to get myself, because I really want to see that Kenny Omega and Gabe Kidd match. Because that apparently was absolutely excellent. And apparently the Dynamite CMLL collaboration show that they did with New Japan was a lot better than the previous day's Dynamite, which actually tells you a lot about where New Japan is right now. But they look like they're rebuilding the future. I think the Shoto experiment is over, unfortunately for his fans. But yeah, no, it's time for them to move on to other pastures. No.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest, they have lost a lot of talent.
Absolutely,
You know, I'm not complaining because I watch AEW. So, But just that's one of my gripes with AEW is the fact that you have a storyline with a couple of people. They'll have a couple of weeks of storyline, and then they'll disappear for 3 weeks, and then they'll come back to their storyline. So just do the storyline for 4 or 5 weeks until your big show, whether it's a pay-per-view or one of your named shows, have the match. And then storyline with other people then. If you're going to rotate your wrestlers, just have their storyline. Just have it for 4 weeks.
Pacing and structure. Every single problem that AEW has can be summed up in those 2 words. They need discipline. They need to be able to figure out the best structure for each of their feuds instead of doing the fucking Chris Jericho thing of having literally every single storyline go 2 months past its expiration date because they didn't quite get that particular pop that they were after, and so everything had to be done over and over again.
Long-term storytelling, which you can do, but it depends on the story.
Exactly.
Hangman Adam Page's got his long-term story. Brilliant. But he still has his immediate story. He has his little story. Him and Swerve Strickland. They've got their 3 or 4 week story leading up to a Texas death match or whatever. But then he's still got his overarching story.
Absolutely,
that works. But it just seems with everyone else, it's just like they disappear for 3 weeks. 4 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I really did want to talk about, the retirement match, him and Christopher Daniels.
What out of the blue that was. Apparently that was Daniels' decision. Advertised as such, but that was a bit of a weird. Like I find it out afterwards. It's like, well, that's it. He's retired now. Okay.
I mean, for me, because like I sort of am, we
love Christopher Daniels.
We love Chris. Christopher Daniels genuinely in my top 5 of all time, because of how much his run with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe in TNA shaped everything that I love about wrestling. Like, I would be a very different wrestling fan.
He's a big part of me getting back into wrestling with SCU stuff. I think he was Ring of Honor champion when I got back into it. Might have been.
Yeah, that's when I was telling you to get back into it, specifically because I think he was.
Did he win it from Adam Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think Adam Cole was just about to leave for NXT and start watching, and Christopher Daniels was the champion.
Yeah, so that is what got me back into ROH as well, because Christopher Daniels, I think, was the greatest wrestler of all time who had never won a major world championship. Who could never have said, never won ECW, WCW, WWE, not even TNA, not even Ring of Honor, despite the fact that I think he was in the first ever Ring of Honor title match.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, nothing like that. And, to see him win is one of the best things I've ever seen. The match wasn't one of the greatest Ring of Honor title matches ever. It's not going to touch anything from the Samoa Joe early 2000s era.
No, but it was like...
But it was amazing,
your hero winning.
Exactly. And the retirement match, was the complete opposite. Yeah. Seeing my hero losing and knowing that, having that sort of feeling your stomach going oh, they were right on the internet and this is going to be it, isn't it? But also just kind of and seeing what that did to Hangman Adam Page's character next week. See this guy go from this remorseless, he tried to be a good person, then he got massively wronged, became this remorseless, beating up people machine, to now realising that, oh wait, if this is the kind of effect I'm going to have on people, I'm not sure that this is for me anymore. Yeah, so there was that, and that was, I think, one of the best things that's happened on AEW television in quite some time.
Yeah, the old Hangman. Because it's subtle.
Yeah,
it's not in your face. It's not ruining my main event every week.
Exactly. It's not like they're not explaining to me what the story beats are.
And whenever something does happen, it's progressing the story.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's not just doing the same thing every week. Whereas the Death Rider business, it's just this thing that happened this week is the same thing that happened 6 weeks ago.
Mm. Yeah, and a lot of people they compare it to the dark days of the Bloodline, where all it was Bloodline interference, Roman Reigns wins. Bloodline interference, Roman Reigns wins. Yeah,
it's boring.
And this time it's Wheeler Yuta interference, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, or
whoever. Because even this week's Dynamite, Claudio was having a match and Moxley, interfered. So it's just what?
Yeah, it's just this circle. It's this constant cycle.
And then you don't even get to see the championship belt.
No,
it's like in a briefcase. It's just what? It's like, but that's.
I think he's lost it. Do you know? I genuinely think that he's
done
lost
a Jericho.
It. Yeah, like it was somewhere. He was lying around, and you know what Moxley's like? He's just this airy fairy sort of he's a laid back guy. He doesn't care about nothing.
They're probably going to change what it looks like when it comes back eventually.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Tony Khan loves a belt.
Oh yeah. And they've had some nice ones actually. They've had some really nice ones.
But yeah, it's just repetitive nonsense.
It's repetitive nonsense, right? Okay, so we said we were going to cut this thing off at the hour. That leaves us about 10 minutes to talk about.
Well, we can go a little bit over the hour. I'm not strict to the hour, but
yeah.
We could go another 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, because you want to talk about Rumble. It's Rumble this week.
It's Rumble season.
Rumble. It's Thursday today. We've got Rumble on Sunday.
Yeah. So
it's Saturday.
Yeah. So if you could
promotion, Dave.
It's Saturday, isn't it?
It's Saturday, goddammit. It's Saturday.
So, right, if you couldn't tell by our accents, we are British, and I personally believe that British people look forward to the Royal Rumble more than we look forward to WrestleMania.
I do. Yeah. I love a Rumble.
Yeah. The Rumble is my favourite event of the year.
Of my VHS tapes, it's probably 1991 Rumbles were probably the ones most watched.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, something I should say, you've hit your 40th.
Yeah.
My 40th, I am going to try, possibly,
to go to a Rumble.
Because it takes place around my birthday every single year, like it's happening on 1st of February. My birthday is the 28th of January. It's happened on the 28th of January several times. So, yeah, that's going to be something that I'm looking forward to. That's a goal of mine. I don't know if I'm going to hit it. But, so the Rumble. Me and you, we both look forward to it. Predictions, who do you think?
Even if that don't happen, we'll have to have a Rumble party.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, God, get everybody to dress up as bloody, yeah.
I might sit and watch the Rumble live this year because I think it starts at 11.
Oh, does it start at 11?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
if it starts at 11, that's actually
finish
interesting.
about 3, wouldn't it? How long are the PLAs now? About 4 hours, something like that.
Yeah,
and to be honest, most of it is Rumble match, isn't it? Because they have 2 Rumbles.
Absolutely, yeah. I think they've got actually, I'm really interested in this one as well because they finally one of the matches on it will be Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. Four of my favourite Motor City Machine Guns, one of my favourite tag teams of all time. DIY, 2 of my favourite WWE/NXT performers of the last few years.
I don't think there's many because there's 2 Rumbles. I don't think there's many matches, is there?
No.
You've got that tag match.
You've got the tag match. You've got Cody versus...
Yeah, that looks interesting. I'm interested to watch that.
I think that is going to go on before the Men's Royal Rumble because that is going to have a lot of Men's Royal Rumble.
I think you'll probably start off with the Women's Rumble. Probably start kick off the show. Maybe in the men's will probably end the show.
Which, by the way, the Women's Rumble has not gotten anywhere near the sort of hype.
Was there 4 women in it this year?
Yeah. I don't know where they're going to pull out all of these other women, Well,
there's enough women on them rosters to fill a Rumble.
They have got to, on SmackDown, pull off an angle of the century sort of thing to get the Women's Rumble anywhere near to the levels of hype that the Men's Rumble is.
To be honest, I don't need to be hyped for it because it's a Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it because I've watched the last couple of years Women's Rumbles.
A
few days.
And they're good, yeah.
And they were very well compared to the first Women's Rumble.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot there. So that first one, it was just like, let's get anyone in the Rumble. Because they didn't have enough people to fill out. But so I'm very looking forward to the Women's Rumble. Mm-hmm. Not that there's anyone announced for it.
No.
I mean, probably Jordan Grace will probably be in there.
Yeah.
Big surprise.
Yeah. Apparently, everybody thinks that Charlotte Flair is going to win. She's going to return and just win the Royal Rumble.
Oh, is Vince McMahon booking again, is it?
Oh, no. That really sounds like Vince. But people have
You know what? She possibly could.
Yeah.
What would that be? Like a Charlotte Ripley Mania match?
Yeah, unfortunately, if she's winning the Rumble, I think she's probably winning that match as well, which... Ugh.
Oh, I don't know. Well...
I mean, personally, I would like
I don't know, because Rhea Ripley's only just won it back, so...
I don't know if Jade Cargill is going to be healthy for the Rumble, but I would love to see her in it and win.
No. Well, I mean, I was thinking Bayley might win again.
Yeah.
Back to back.
I don't think that they see Bayley as a back-to-back Royal Rumble winner.
I don't know. Well, to be honest, I mean, out of the 4 women that's declared, Bayley's one of them, so I'm assuming it's one of them who's going to win it, the people that we know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who do we know for sure? Bayley, Nia Jax.
Do you think it could
Charlotte.
just be Jordan Grace comes straight in and wins it straight away?
She'll be in the next tier now.
Do you reckon? Because I think that they might want to use that moment.
What, do you think they might then put Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, think about it. They are trying their hardest.
Or are we going to get a returning Becky Lynch, maybe?
Yeah, Becky Lynch. That was another thing that I was thinking of because she is definitely like... remember when she was basically the Stone Cold Steve Austin of the women's division? Yeah. And how they fumbled that so massively.
Well, it's because they wanted Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I can't honestly see how you would look at those two in terms of not just like the quality of their performances, but also like how they are backstage. Becky is ride or die WWE, and she is loyal to the hilt and does everything that they want. Like, she might have to do it through gritted teeth, but she won't, go on a tantrum about it, unlike some people. Yeah. And I just give her the moon. Give Becky Lynch the moon. Make it clear that she is the greatest women's professional wrestler of all time.
Well, I'm going to go on a limb. My prediction is going to be Bayley.
Your prediction is going to be Bayley?
I'm going to say Bayley because she's been on quite a lot. From what I've watched over the last month, she's been on Raw, SmackDown, NXT. She's been on everything.
I am going to say...
But saying that, I think they put Bayley in a match at Vengeance down the NXT PLE, so maybe not. Yeah. But I'm just going to go for my limited knowledge of the current roster. I'm going to go with Bayley as my pick for the women's.
Okay, so my pick, I've already said it, but I think I think it's going to be Jordan Grace. And I'll tell you why I think it's going to be Jordan Grace. They're really hyping up this partnership between themselves and TNA, really trying to make TNA undermine what AEW is doing right now. Yeah. And so I think in order to strengthen that, and especially seeing as how they don't really have any other interesting ideas for the Royal Rumble, they could make headlines with this easy. Yeah. And they could do this to basically overshadow anything that AEW is doing.
You reckon? So if you wins, you reckon it's going to be Ripley she'll challenge?
Oh yeah. I mean, that'd be fantastic. That'd be the best thing that she could do with that belt. Unless they want to make, because, you know, she's obviously, you know, she's got the body. She's a bodybuilder. She's absolutely jacked. Tiffany Stratton, she's quite jacked as well. So maybe they would want to make a little bit of a hoss fight out of that.
I think they're going to go back to like the Nia Jax, carry on with the Nia Jax story with Tiffy.
Oh, okay. See, that's a bit of a. I would like Tiffy to have a bit more of a more interesting opponent. I have never been into Nia Jax, even like this.
Oh no, is Nia Jax fighting Tiffy at the pay per view?
I don't think I've seen that.
No.
I think Rhea Ripley might have a fight at the Rumble. I'm not sure. We are blatantly showing our ignorance here. Right. Men's
Rumble.
Right.
Cena's winning.
You think Cena?
I think Cena's winning.
See, here's the thing. I think Cena's winning as well. The only problem I have with Cena winning is that he did not turn up to the go home show, the last show before the pay per view.
I think he's going to come out win, face Cody Rhodes at Mania. I think that's what they.
Really?
I think that's the story.
See, because I'm thinking that after I really changed my mind, I was absolutely stone cold. I didn't think it was Stone Cold. I thought it was John Cena. I mean, you know, he was all over the last episode of Raw. You just couldn't see him.
Yeah, it was right there.
Dude, you know, that wasn't worth laughing
center
at.
in hard cam.
Yeah.
Whole show.
Yeah, so I thought Cena was winning the Royal Rumble the whole time, like, until this Monday.
Until this Monday.
Because he didn't turn up for any angles. He didn't turn up to do a promo. He didn't turn up to do a pull-apart brawl. He didn't turn up to do any angle of the sort. And Cody Rhodes and CM Punk had probably the best interaction I have seen. Yeah, that was the best interaction I think I... In fact, him and CM Punk at the end of Raw on the last episode is, I think, the best thing that I have seen on Netflix, on Raw on Netflix so far, because that is when I am not a big cinema guy when it comes to wrestling. I think that anything that wrestling does that tries to be cinema looks a lot crapper than cinema does. You know, like the writing, the scripting, the performances. I think they all like pale in comparison to even the most mid movies. The only thing that professional wrestling does better than any other medium is professional wrestling, and that's why I like to watch it. I like it for the matches, for that sports feeling in a scripted program. That's what I like about it. But when
I'm all about the storylines, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very good. It was a very good segment promo, and
I get cinema when they say that. Yeah.
To be fair, I could see CM Punk winning it because surely there's a whole discussion on him coming back was him having that Mania main event.
For him to have the Mania main event that eluded him for so long, that he was desperate.
It wouldn't surprise me if CM Punk, Cody Rhodes was Mania main event. Definitely like two of the biggest stars on the show.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But you know, I could just see John Cena come back and win. I don't know if he wins the belt at Mania though.
You see, yeah.
I think that might be like I think like they might do a thing where like
really,
he's
do you not
after
think,
it the whole because he's meant to be back all year, isn't he?
Yeah. I am not sure.
Is he going to be chasing it all year? That's the thing, though.
I don't. Right. So
is he going to come close all the time?
I don't think that the term "the money's in the chase" does like. I don't think that that's in the meta anymore. I don't think that anybody believes in the term "the money's in the chase" anymore. You put your most important belt on the most important person of the show, and you just have them there. You don't even have to have them there the whole time. You just have them have the belt.
Well, that's why I think John Cena might win, because I think John Cena is good. Well, face Cody and Cody wins.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cody keeps the belt.
Do you think that Cody? Because like the thing is that
because I can see that because John Cena's meant to be here until the end of the year. Isn't
yeah.
And I can see him like coming close, keep coming close to right at the end, and then he'll probably win that last championship.
But where does he like? This is the thing that I cannot quite fathom with John Cena's retirement run. Ooh, cut that. What I can't fathom with John Cena's retirement run is simply the fact that it ends in December. What happens in December?
He wins the belt.
Yeah, but what event? What, he's going to win it at TLC, and TLC is going to be his last WWE match? I don't think so, man.
They might name a new show after him.
If he has his last match in WWE, he's going to have it at WrestleMania. Like, there's no... I'm not saying that he's going to have his last match this WrestleMania. I'm saying...
I can see him losing at WrestleMania. I can see him nearly winning the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah.
Or winning the Money in the Bank match and then losing the cash in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like coming... I can just see him keep coming so very close to getting that...
Yeah.
And
that is a much more interesting story.
That's what I think is going to happen.
But that's the reason why I don't think it's the story that WWE is going to go for, because there's the interesting story, and then there's the story that's going to get the headlines and make the money, and that is just John Cena's retirement tour.
They could still do that story.
Yeah.
And have like CM Punk win the Rumble.
Yeah.
Because they can have John Cena face Gunther or something, or someone else.
But as well, if Cody Rhodes doesn't lose it at WrestleMania, but he will eventually lose it to John Cena, so Cody Rhodes has the belt for like 2 years.
Well, Roman Reigns had the belt for 2 years.
Yeah, but I think that people are already getting a little bit fatigued with Cody Rhodes' run as it is. A lot of people, I have seen so many people online, but basically demanding that Kevin Owens wins the belt so that the main event of one of the nights of WrestleMania is him versus Sammy for the belt, which I personally would absolutely love. That would...
I mean, I can see CM Punk main event in one of the nights, to be fair. He's got to. So whether he wins the Rumble main event or he gets in... So, I mean, I think John Cena's going to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not Cena, it's CM Punk.
I tell you
or Cena's one of the last two in the Rumble, and CM Punk dumps him out.
I tell you one thing.
See, that could be it. Like John Cena could be close to winning the Rumble, close to winning Money in the Bank, close to
Yeah, I tell you one thing. I absolutely guarantee, whoever wins the Rumble, they ain't challenging Gunther.
No.
My God, what are they doing with Gunther? One of the most interesting things. One of the reasons why I was actually really happy to start watching WWE again was Gunther. And
well, yeah, I remember watching him when we went to see him at Milton Keynes
Royal
for that
Quest,
Rev Pro show.
Yeah. The Rev Pro versus New Japan.
Oh yeah,
we met Ollie Davis there from Wrestle Talk. Do you remember?
I was starstruck.
Yeah, and I just but he is one of the best wrestlers. Like, he was the absolute best thing about NXT UK. He had that belt for ages. A lot of the matches he had there, especially with the... Oh, God, what's the Russian guy's name? I can never remember his name. But, yeah, Ilya Dragunov, yeah. Had one of the best matches I have ever seen on WWE with him. Yeah. One of the most brutal, hard-hitting things I think I've ever seen in my entire life. I was, I had my hands over my face, some of the strikes that they were giving each other. And ever since he's gotten the belt, the World Championship, the WWE
I don't
Championship.
even see the point in that belt.
No,
I don't.
It's clearly a mid-card belt.
He's not the guy.
No,
Cody Rhodes is the guy.
Cody's
the champion.
Yeah, and if it's not him, it's Roman Reigns.
Yeah. So why is that? I just don't.
I mean, there is such a gulf between how they treat the person with one quote-unquote world championship and the other person who clearly has the
to be
world
honest,
championship.
though, it has worked before having two champions.
Yeah.
But I think the whole... Because you've had a guy who was the champion for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then it took, like, an army of people to defeat him eventually with that WrestleMania. That's the title.
WWE Endgame.
It's the WWE Undisputed Championship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, that was something that drove me crazy. What, they're still calling it the WWE
Undisputed Championship. How is it undisputed?
When
if
it's
there's another
disputed!
There's another champion. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Oh, my God, that absolutely drove me up
2 belts
the wall when
worked. I remember
realised
Triple H having the big gold belt.
Yeah. Cena having the other
and
one.
Cena having the other one.
Yeah. And as much as, like, you know, that was a period of wrestling that me and you probably don't remember too fondly, they treated
both champions
as champions. And now, like, there was a reason why I told you last week at Saturday night's main event.
I remember the whole storyline when Batista was kicked out of the Evolution.
Yeah,
the whole storyline was which title was Batista gonna go for, because they were both equally valid choices.
Yeah.
Whereas now, whoever's winning the Rumble is fighting Cody Rhodes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if they don't, it's stupid.
Yeah, if they don't, it's like someone winning the Money in the Bank ladder match and going for the Intercontinental Championship.
It's ridiculous. I just don't see the
absolutely.
I don't see the point.
It's like what was I going to say?
I would much rather them get rid of that belt and just treat the Intercontinental title with a bit more respect.
Absolutely, yeah.
And finally let Sheamus have a go.
Yeah. That's got to be happening in the Rumble.
I was so surprised he didn't win that the other day.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to win that.
I think he's going to win. I think it's going to be him versus Bron Breakker at the Rumble, and maybe apart from maybe Sami Zayn
he just fought Bron Breakker the other day on was it on Raw or SmackDown?
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's Saturday night's main event. He fought, didn't he?
But I think
they're going to have or do you think he wins it at Mania?
Yeah, I think he wins it at Mania. I think they're waiting for a more special occasion to give it to him, which I think is going to low-key steal whatever night it's on, unless it's on the night where it's got Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Yeah. But so for my pick for the Royal Rumble winner, I think narratively, with all that happened on Monday, that incredible promo that Punk and Cody Rhodes did, I think narratively it has to be Punk. But I still don't think they're going to do that, and I think they're going to give it to Cena instead.
Yeah, you're not going to see him coming.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You're not going to see him coming.
I mean, it's either going to be Cena, it's either going to be The Rock, or it's going to be Roman Reigns.
No, not The Rock. No, see, The Rock's going to just claim the Mania event 4 weeks later.
Yeah.
What's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I still think that
Rock don't need to win the Rumble. He just comes out and says he's in the main event.
Yeah. No, he just he doesn't have to. But that's the thing. Like, he's just going to turn up on Rumble Day, tell everybody, "Oh, by the way, guys, I'm winning this." Yeah. Just that's genuinely something that I think could absolutely happen.
So you're going with who did you pick for the women's?
The women's, I'm going with Jordan Grace.
So Jordan Grace and CM Punk.
No.
Oh, you think Cena's going to win?
Like I said, I think the best story is to have CM Punk win it, but they're going to make Cena win it. They're easily going to make Cena win it. Yeah. Right, everybody. I think that's about it for us.
Yeah, that's not bad timing. Just past the hour.
Just past the hour.
You got an extra, like almost 10 minutes.
Yeah, the extra 10 minutes. That's good. That shows we have discipline. Because I thought if there's one thing that the show was never going to have, especially from the jump, it was discipline. So yeah, we are already better at booking this podcast than Tony Khan is booking AEW. Yeah. With that.
Yeah, we're podcasting on Man United time. That's what we are.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, extra 10 minutes, yeah.
Alex Ferguson time.
Yes.
That's what we're on.
Yeah, Fergie time.
We're on Fergie time.
We're on Fergie time.
That's a UK deep cut for anyone not in the UK.
Is anyone from either outside the UK or even inside the UK going to listen to this?
To be honest, I think it's just my mum who's going to listen to this. So.
Yeah, same here, yeah.
Hello, Mum.
Yeah. My office will probably listen to this.
A few mates.
Yeah, a few mates, yeah.
The pub quiz team.
The pub quiz team, yeah.
The Nepo babies. Crew. The Nepo babies.
Ringo's Nepo babies.
Yeah, Ringo, shout out to the Nepo babies.
We love you all. Yeah, guys, so I haven't figured out what my sign off is going to be for this, so I'm just going to hit the stop record button, and that's going to be it. Oh, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if wherever we put this up on even does that sort of thing.
Click the bell or whatever it is and things like that. Do it. Do it now. Do it. Come on.